Once again, my name is CPR Jose Ortiz. Welcome to CPR's Clubhouse Live. Happy New Year. We just counted down the top 40 freestyle songs of 2020. And we're going to have some of the artists that ended up on the top 10 joining us. As a matter of fact, joining us right now, it's them boys. I call them boys, but to me, one of the greatest groups of all time. Right now, I present to you Michael Astorga, and I also present to you Jose Rodriguez, Pure Pleazure, joining us right now on Clubhouse Live. Congratulations, guys, on being number 4 for 2020. Happy New Year.
Absolutely.
And so again, congratulations on being number 4 this year for 2020. Can you hear me good right now? Can we have a conversation?
Yes, I can hear you. Excellent.
Jose, are you there? Oh, good, right? And so again, Pure Pleazure returned in 2020 with an amazing song with various remixes, Black and White. Absolutely one of my favorite tracks that you have ever done. Welcome back. It's all I can say.
We're ready to go. Come on. What's going on with this track? I mean, I remember when we sent it to you, it was like right after February?
Yes. Yes.
And you're like, can I play it? Can I play it? We're like, no. Can I play it? Can I play it?
Yeah, I even tried to give it a name. I was trying to name it something else.
Yeah, we were like still in transition. We really didn't know what to call it yet. And I remember me and you were having conversations about what we should call this track.
And you ended up with Black and White. What a perfect name for a song. A little controversial because of what happened in 2020. And we'll discuss that in a few minutes. But I did explain it to Jose Rodriguez. And we're going to blame one person that's coming in right now, the man that was number 3 on this year's top 40 freestyle songs of 2020. We also have Mr. Willie Valentin coming in to the show. Willie, thank you for joining us.
His fault.
I think I was muted. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. So we have Pure Pleazure, Willie Valentin. So at the beginning of the year, we had the original version of Pure Pleasure's Black and White released. And of course, Michael Astorga wanted to go ahead and get some remixes. You had the Artie mix. You also had the Jay Adams mix. But then Woody did a mix for your song as well. And for us, it became a little controversial because of the fact that what happened to George Floyd at the beginning of the year. Willie Valentin edited the version of the song to where it says, I can't breathe, black and white, black and white. So we got a couple calls at the radio station for it, but
we didn't do it.
But we had the track done before any of this happened. If
absolutely.
I'm correct. Well,
yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate.
It's just a sign of the times. It's something. Yeah, we'll blame Willie. It is what it is. But it's just crazy how a song about love and about loss and about you being inspired by a woman like Black and White can turn into something totally different with the events of 2020.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's unfortunate. It's coincidental too.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Willie Valentin, you ended up at number 3 for 2020 with Dedicate My Love, a song you dedicated to your wife. How does it feel to be at such a high number?
Number 3, you said?
Yes.
Oh. I'm just kidding. I found out a little while ago. I don't care where I land. I appreciate the plays. And it feels good. It feels good. I'm proud of the whole top 10, the whole top 40. Everyone did their thing this year. Like I was saying yesterday, a lot of great music this year, and these guys did a great song.
Yeah, I loved the fact that you guys went with that plan of release the original version, and then you guys release the remixes, which gives your song extra longevity. You too, the Pure Pleazure, Black and White, and the Willie Valentin Dedicate My Love were the 2 songs that were longest on CPR's Freestyle Countdown because you guys released the originals. Wow. And you guys just kept on riding that wave. I believe that Willie Valentin was on up to 6 months with one song, and you guys were right behind him about 5.5.
Yes. Well, we kind of planned on that, though, Zach. We wanted to keep on doing the Jay Allums track, and then Willie, and we actually have 6 more remixes that we didn't release yet that are EDM dance, but we just wanted to hold off on it for now, just to still keep it fresh for 2021 also.
Yes, and you guys have been in this game for a long time. Jose, how does it feel to still be relevant all these years later? I remember buying the green, yellow, and I believe it was black 12-inch Astorga records of When Will You Come Back to Me back in the day. And here we are all these years later, and you guys are still just on top of your game.
Yeah, and then, I was going through some of the archives, and I actually found this one.
Wow, that's one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah,
man.
Great artistic album right there.
Absolutely. So, Jose, how do you feel? How do you feel to be all these years later still relevant?
It's been a long time.
That's what he's got to say.
Are you quoting Willie's? Song? Because that's how he starts his song. You're freezing. Is your grandson grabbing the internet connection?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
But again, Michael Astorga, congratulations. What's in store for this new year, 2021?
We have a bunch of plans. Willie has a little idea what we're working on. We're going to keep a little hush for now. But hopefully end of January, February, we'll have something for all the listeners.
That's awesome. And again, man, much luck and success to one of my favorites of all time, Pure Pleazure. We have Michael Astorga. Jose, his connection is a little messed up. So right now coming in, we have GA George Anthony. George, welcome. He's got to get his headphones. Of course, he's not ready. But I'm very proud of the fact that you came out with a wonderful song this year, Michael. And you and Jose did a great job with Black and White. Just an absolute favorite song of 2020. Let me hide because GA looks like he's not ready, and he looks like there was like 9 people in his house running around. Yeah, man. So any new songs that you have other than Black and White, Michael?
Yeah, well, I think that the next one that we're working on now that we pitched to Willie, it's going to be entitled Perfume.
Well, that one can't get messed up in 2021 with anything other than, it's Perfume.
Exactly. So, after hearing this, because this was news to me, as Jose just told me a couple minutes ago, as far as, the controversy that was going on with the track, with your emails coming in and everything. It's a little upsetting. So we'll go over all the new stuff, and hopefully the listeners will dig it, and it won't.
Yeah, but the controversy didn't last long. It was corrected. It was edited. And I just want to say that it didn't stop us from promoting this great freestyle track that to me, it touched a lot of lives, and it actually meant something because, it's all in the writing. I love good writing. Solid writing is always important in music. Sometimes people, what they do is that they put some lullabies together. They try to rhyme. And you guys are not like that. You guys really put thought into it. And when I hear Black and White, it's a story, and a story that I want to hear through its whole entirety, due to the fact that it's just the harmonies, the story, the production. It's just something that you can sit and listen to in high resolution audio for hours.
Well, you know what? We can't take the credit for actually writing the Black and White track, because actually Artie Rodriguez wrote it.
Wow. Big shout out going out to Artie.
Yeah. And it was written 5-6 years ago.
Artie's dope. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we sat on it for a little bit, and hey, timing's everything.
Yeah, and Artie Rodriguez also wrote the wedding song for Willie Valentin, How I Love Thee. And these songs, they do stand the test of time. A lot of the times here in New England, people use How I Love Thee by Willie Valentin as their wedding song. And I feel that could also be something that could mean something to someone. Back in the day, we used to make cassettes, or we used to make compilation CDs and send them out to the person that we love. You know, and can you imagine, Pure Pleasure's Black and White on there? You're all I see when I close my eyes. I can't breathe.
Absolutely.
Crazy.
Absolutely.
So you guys have had a big career, what is the thing that you remember the most from your Tasmania days?
That's a good one. Jose, can you answer this one? He's on delay. He's pleading the fifth, probably.
You need a mic. You need something with a mic. I was able to hear you earlier on. I'm not sure what's going on now.
Probably performing with Willie Valentin back in '94 in Philadelphia at the Warehouse. I think we got your mustache. I got a picture of you with your mustache, Will.
That was a dope show. That was packed.
I remember driving to Philadelphia for a show, and I borrowed a car from a neighbor to take Stephanie Marie. I took Wendy, Julio Mena, Angel Mena, Fred Nice. We drove all the way up there, and then they canceled the show because somebody got into a fight. And the only people that were able to perform from our crew was Stephanie Marie. She went up there, sang her song, and then we had to leave. It was like really quick.
You know what? I think I remember that because we were backstage. There was a bunch of groups. I think it was us, Payne.
Yes.
And I remember we were on stage and we got a bottle thrown at us. And I'm like, that's it. Everybody, we're wrapping it up. And Payne's like, nope, we're going on. I'm like, all right, give it a shot. They go on there. Same thing happened to them. They're like, we should have listened.
Because those are them boys that will actually get off the stage to get into a fist fight. You know what I mean? So a big shout out to Payne, Gennaro, and Cito.
Jose, you get some closed caption for Jose, if your pleasure. Like,
yeah. We're gonna get somebody else in a few minutes here, so we could do some. Oh, that's good. That's very good closed captioning. So, pure pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having us so much. Happy New Year, guys.
Jose, thank you for the sign language. I appreciate you, sir. I want to thank Jose Rodriguez from Pure Pleasure for joining us, and keep up the great work, Michael. And I hope that we hear more new jams, just like Pure Pleasure's Black and White, Bring Me Back, Only You. Let me tell you, Only You to me, man, I've heard that a million times, and I would listen to it a million times over.
Thank you so much. Appreciate your support, man.
Anytime. Once again, that's Michael Astorga from Pure Pleasure. Michael, call me anytime. Just don't call me late for dinner. Coming in, we have GA George Anthony. GA, how are you, sir?
I had to get the beats, bro. Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you. If I'm just trying to show off that you got a nice Christmas present.
From my daughter, Jormati's. She's not here right now, but thank you. She got me these for Christmas.
Also coming into the conversation, we have TKA K7 joining us right now. Here he goes.
Good evening.
Good evening. And you got a good connection, right?
I think so. I hope so.
Yes, because every time we get the...
It's not just you. It happens to me everywhere I go. What up, Willie?
What's up, guys? What's up,
2020 was a great year for freestyle. We got the top 3 songs right here live with us on CPR's Clubhouse Live. Number 3, Willie Valentin, Dedicate My Love. Number 2, GA George Anthony with You Should Have Told Me. He was on the countdown twice. He was also number 10 with All the Way. As a matter of fact, right now at this moment, we have our show starting at Rhythm 105.9 FM. They're going to learn who's number 10 through 1 on that radio station right now. We're also doing a marathon right now on 90.7 FM where they're playing the top 40, the entire countdown. So right now, CPR's Freestyle Countdown is available on the CPR's Clubhouse podcast in its entirety. It is also being played right now on 90.7 FM in New England. So that's Western Massachusetts and Northern Connecticut. They're playing all 40. And right now, it just started on Rhythm 105.9 FM. They're doing 10 through 1. So it's a great day for the CPR's Clubhouse show, and it's a great day for the artists that are on it as well. Somebody's behind you. They're about to hit you, George.
Oh, it's my daughter.
Okay, just checking. So how does it feel to be like George? How does it feel to be like in a list with your peers and with so much quality?
Hey, listen, I just feel accomplished. You know what I mean? Like, all that hard work that you put in throughout the years is finally paying off. And to do it with the people that pretty much started me out in this industry, with you, Jose, with Willie Valentin, who who pretty much, you know, discovered me. You know, I just feel grateful and blessed at the same time.
What about you, Willie? You get to share with friends. You get to share with, you know, for me, you are the producer of 2020 because all of the body of work that you put in for 2020, all the work, all the remixes, all the behind the scenes stuff that you did. I renamed you the closer because of that. So how much work and time, if I may ask, did you put in collectively in 2020?
You know, it felt for a while there that was just nonstop, and it felt good. It felt like when I was in my 20s and back in the 90s, and like got up, did music, went to sleep, doing music, got up, did music. It felt good. It felt good. It felt fun again, and that's what I was missing for a long time. You know, it was just fun. You know, seeing my friends write and produce some great songs. You know, I think I enjoyed that more than me making these songs. Listening, like I said yesterday, for me, my number one song was George's All the Way for 2020. I don't care about your countdown. No, I'm just
forgot about that song.
No, that's you know, that buzz from January 1st, because today on Facebook it reminded me, you saw the video, the clips. I'm like, from January 1st until that was for me the most catchiest song of the year. Like that song, I can talk to my family who doesn't really listen to freestyle that much, and they'll say all the way, all the way. They remember the song.
And that's the dichotomy of you releasing two songs in the same year. Because sometimes what happens is, like, if you would have released all the way now, and you should have told me at the beginning of the year, it would probably be reversed. Because the audience that votes or the people that request, they only remember what's current. And so, but to me, All the Way is the epitome of a great, peppy, catchy song. And the video looks fun too. You got your wife with you. You went to Eric Maldonado's Firehouse Hot Dogs. You did a lot of work. I know that it was cold at the time when you were doing it, and you were traveling with Jay Adams. And you guys actually were almost done with the video when you came to visit me. And you were like, "Oh, we need a couple more clips." And you did some in my radio station, but you also traveled to some bridge or something, right?
We went from starting it off in Connecticut. It started out in a parking lot, like near Jay Adams' house, just because of the lighting. Jay Adams huge on lighting, so the lighting was perfect in the garage. And then we filmed like for an entire day there. So I thought that was it. But you know, I said, you know what? We need to give the fans more. So we traveled, you know, a few times back to Connecticut. Then we went to Springfield, and then we went to Philadelphia to DJ Slice's hometown, and we did some clips there. And then, you know, at your radio station. So we started getting created towards the end of last year, was it? Yeah, last year, and no, the year before that. And you know, we just put everything together, and it worked out.
Wendy, how did it feel to work on the song as well? You know, to do these extended mixes, because you ended up working on both.
Well, as far as All the Way doing that remix, it's like I got that done quick, because when you like a song that much, you can actually think of crazy ideas, you know. So I remember sending it to George, like, "George, here's the rough," and he was like, "Shit, this song is done." Oh, sorry.
Okay.
It sounds like it's already done, and I'm like, "No, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna do more," and I loved it, you know. And
Thank you.
It felt good. It felt good, you know.
So that you guys have traveled the roads, you know, 25 years. Freestyle Parade Volume 2, The Art of Dance, George Anthony. You know, it's crazy. What will it take? And now here we are. You know, it's January 1st, 2021, and here we are still again, celebrating new quality freestyle music.
Yeah, I'm excited for this year. I know George is going to come out some crazy stuff. You know, I got some stuff coming out. I just, right before this whole interview, I just got hired to do another remix. I'm like, okay, Cash App, I got the money. All right, let's do it.
George, you have also been responsible to take people, as you always do. You know, I always say,
don't mention it.
Saca la mano, and then, you know what I mean? But, you know, it's what you do. You see talent and you want to bring them forward. So I saw the new Nelson Rego video, the song. You had some input in that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
No, absolutely. You know, Nelson Rego's coming out with that new song called Broken. It was a virtual session. You know, that's how we just got to do things nowadays. That's how I did with the new Mia track. And with Nelson, As a matter of fact, you know what? No, I'm lying about Broken. Broken, I actually traveled to Nelson Rego's house, and it was my first time out of the house. And I just wrote the second verse and gave some ideas. It's pretty much just giving my input on what I think the audience wants to hear, you know. So I co-produce a little bit in that sense. And as far as vocal arrangement, and I listen to it back, because when me and Jay Adams get together, you know, we feed off each other. It's not like, you know, Jay Adams does it all and I do it all. You know, it's such a collaborative effort. And it's gonna reflect on the new song "Broken" by Nelson Rego.
The cinematography on the video is excellent. Yes. The quality is excellent. It's very different from anything that he's done before. And I put as a comment, you know, welcome to Freestyle, Nelson Rego. You finally arrived, because you finally arrived in 2021. You also worked out a brand new song for Mia that's going to be coming out on 418 Freestyle. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, actually, Jay Adams wrote the whole song. You know, he flew out to Miami and met with Mia at her studio, because Mia has a studio in her home. So he was out there for I think about a week. And when I heard it back, there was just some things that needed tweaking, but that song was hot. You know what I mean? So I just added a few background vocals that I thought that it needed, and ad-libs. You know, but Mia's very easy to work with. She's such a great talent, and I'm excited for her to come out, because she's been waiting a while. You know what I'm saying? You know, she's been working very hard. You know, she did a remake of Judy Torres, and you know, she was just trying to, you know, get in there. And I think with this song, she's finally gonna make her mark.
We're gonna be rejoined right now by TKA K7. Welcome back.
¿Qué te pasa, loco?
I told you, Boost Mobile home internet.
I got no words.
You got that.
He got the new Peacock Mobile that came out.
Peacock.
That's what it was. See the way my internet's set up, I'm on a Freestyle budget, and it doesn't really work too well.
That should be Freestyle Mobile, Freestyle budget. As soon as you get to a half a gig, they slow you down.
Oh, exactly.
Wow.
So TKA K7 slipping through my hands. The project that involved beautiful writing from Alyssa B, production by Willie Valentin, TKA, the artist. The #1 song, not only here, but you know, Frankie Cutlass did a top 10 this year.
Anthony Mangini as well.
Anthony Mangini. We also had a get together here on CPR's Clubhouse Live with Cliff Potts and Tim Spinning Schomer, #2 on their list, #1 on Cheryl Rodriguez, of course, #1 on my list. But it seems unanimous that this song did really touch a lot of lives.
In all honesty, you know, and you guys know, because I tell the two of you, I'm sorry, George, I don't call you, but I speak to Willie and O'Day so much that, you know, I'm just really appreciative of it this year. I think that, you know, if anything, this year showed us that one, that we need family, that we need to be, you know, unified around the people that really care about us. And you know, for me, it just showed me that, you know, I felt like, you know, that movie, It's a Wonderful Life, you know, like, just when you think that you don't have reasons to appreciate what you have in front of you, you know, you get given something that all of a sudden shows you why you do it. And this year's, you know, the reaction from the fans, that's been incredible for me. I really just feel humbled by that, you know. I laugh at some of the other reactions that we do get, you know, and that I think is comical.
Well, you know, I wanted to get Frankie Cutlass out here. I wanted to get Frankie Cutlass out here for real, because I wanted to ask him, how does it feel? Because the day after, he got some heat, you know what I mean? And he had to go on and talk about his countdown, you know what I mean? But welcome to doing countdowns. You know, this is what I get every year for 26 years. Every time that I do a countdown the next day, it's the Monday morning quarterback telling you, no, that's not #1. This is what's #1. And then you tell them your method. You know, I always talk about rotation, remixes. I always talk about the longevity of a song on the countdown, not it being number one, but if you're number 10 for, 10 weeks in a row, that's 10 weeks of people listening to your song. And, I always talk about that. It's not a popularity contest either. It's supposed to be a promotional tool. And so, I wanted to ask Frankie Cutlass, how do you feel? The next day, I can see the brow sweat, I can see the frustration of people questioning. And it happens every year. But without a doubt, we all agree who's number one.
If I can just interject, it's always happened to me. The criticism is nothing new to me. TKA was not liked when we first started out, to be honest with you, by guys. We had the Menudo effect on a lot of people, I remember when I was a kid and all the girls used to, love Menudo. I used to, wear buttons, like F Menudo, like when I was a kid. And the funny thing is that karma rears its ugly head, because when we first started as a group, people felt that way about us. Up until I want to say, late into the Louder Than Love album, and then guys started liking us, that was a long ways into our career already, and putting out records. Guys came around little by little because basically their girlfriends or their older cousins, passed on this music to them. So when I get hate nowadays, I'm not gonna lie, I used to, it used to bother me. I've gotten tougher skin as time has gotten by. Nowadays, it usually bothered me when it was someone who I was close to or had a relationship with.
Well, of course, for me, it's like, of course, it's going to be number one on CPR's countdown. That's a given,
But could you tell them could you tell them how many times I told you I don't want it on the countdown?
Yeah.
And how the two of you said, hey, listen, if people like it, it'll be on the countdown. I purposely had even asked you, Jose, like, hey, listen, don't play it until people get used to it. Like, just play the song, but don't even say it's TKA for a minute. Remember when I said that to you?
Yeah, but this is a celebration of the top 40 freestyle songs of 2020. There were 100+ songs submitted to my show. Out of the 100, 61 got played, and 61 were put on rotation. Out of that 61, we got the top 40. So it's a labor of love that I do on a daily basis. It takes people to understand. It takes 3 days for me to get the countdown ready for it to be recorded, and then I got to edit it, and I got to edit 3 different types of shows: one for 105.9, one for 90.7, one for the podcast. So they don't understand, and then I got people that I have to count on to give me feedback. I do the polls. It's a labor of love, and so. This celebration that we're having right now of having everyone together is to talk about the labor of love that everyone in this chat, in this conversation, put in 2020. Willie Valentin put a lot of work in the studio. He also put in a lot of work for his own brand himself, his wife. You put in a lot of work in trying to promote Slipping Through My Hands. You performed it live. At some of the shows that you were booked for
during COVID.
George Anthony, he's been traveling everywhere from the beginning of the year, as early as 2019 in December. He's traveling. So the audience needs to understand. There's a lot of hard work here to earn these spots. It isn't just given. It's something that everyone here earned throughout 2020 by working for it. And so, I don't care what people say, especially now when, the fans are really jaded. And sometimes, they're just for one person or one artist,
We've been talking about this for the longest time. And this year, to me, the push is the music, not the backstage BS.
Yeah.
I think that if you have a problem with somebody in social media and someone in this community, then you should speak face to face. Stop looking for attention by going back and forth on a thread, because it just makes no sense. It's like you're craving attention. You're craving attention that doesn't help the music, and that leaves a black eye on the eye of the music. You know, this music, the reputation amongst the other styles of music for this particular type of music is that they rather not see us shine, because they don't like the nonsense that we're about on social media, and you know, and the you know, the bad energy that we bring. You know, this is a music that is based on good energy. It's about love. It's about, you know, the longing for a perfect love. And I'm just surprised that we've just surrounded ourselves by people who just want to spew or bring it down.
Now, Willie Valentin, you always talk
Jose,
about.
I don't mean to cut you off, but Frankie said he wanted to come in, so I sent him the link.
Oh, sure, no problem. So
Okay.
So I'll let you scoot out for a moment, and I'll bring you back, GA. Okay.
Yep.
So the Willie Valentin. So I lost my train of thought, but what I wanted to say about the countdowns, and what I wanted to say about the feedback is that it's a unanimous decision. It isn't like one person is saying, you know, this is number one, and the other person saying, no, this is number one. It's people who are respected in the industry that are together in one place, you know, and they all agree. Tim Spinning, Schomer, Clint Potts, you know, Frankie Cutlass, they did their research, you know. So there's a lot of work that gets put into these songs being promoted in 2020. Right now, we're being joined by Frankie Cutlass. First time for everything. Hell has frozen over.
What's up?
So listen, you know, from a countdown.
Yo, wait, could I say something before you talk? I've been dying for this to happen for like the longest time, and I'm just happy to see it happen while I'm here.
First of all, Happy New Year's, everybody. Willie Valentin, Case, Jose, CPR, and everyone on the chat. Happy New Year's.
So how does it feel? You know, because you got some heat the next day, and I'm like, there you go. You know, like 26 countdowns in a row, me getting that. How did it feel?
I mean, you know, I stand with the you know, with the countdown. You know, I know I was gonna get heat. I know a lot of people were gonna get hurt behind it. It is what it is. I mean, you know, I really, like I said, this countdown really kicked my ass. Because 75% of those records I never played on my platform. So I knew that, you know, trying to put this whole countdown together was going to be a challenge, and I know people were going to get hurt. But like I said, at the end, you know, I sent it to 3 DJs that I really trust. Two being Tim Schumer, and the other one, Victor Spinning Lopez. Absolutely. I trust them very much. So, you know, once I got co-signed by them, I said, all right, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So that was it. I'm good. I was good.
Yeah, and you know, it's a situation where you're doing your research, you're trying to gather, but you know, the people that are on this list should be happy about the fact that they're getting that promotion. And you know, for you is on your platform, for me is on what I do. And it's all about placing somewhere. Again, for me, there was 100+ songs submitted, and only you know, only 60% were given a chance, and out of the 60%, only 40% got added to regular rotation. So it's the appreciation. Okay, you have something to say?
No, I'm just, you know, and I know Willie's dumbfounded too. I'm dumbfounded by. I just want to talk the history. Right now, on this little connection right here, 2 people who are polar opposites standing here talking about music, this music done correctly, putting their differences to the side, because they're not best friends and they don't communicate for the sake of the music. That's what I think that this music should be about. To me, when Frankie came in to help promote with the record, it's the first time that I was like, wow, this something special is happening here. And it made me focus on how I promoted the record, that no one, in meaning my fellow artists that were coming behind me, didn't feel left out. That's why, if you go back to look at the interviews that I did, I was talking about records there that I believed in, that were also bubbling while Slipping Through My Hands was coming out, because I think that unified as a movement, the only way that a movement could succeed is by moving together. Like, you guys may have differences, but for the sake of the music, you move together to make things happen. And I think
Right.
that's the strength in what should be happening in 2021 for freestyle.
Well, I can say, really quick, the answer to that is, when you love music, you put everything to the side.
Absolutely.
And
I was proud. I was proud of the fact that you knew my involvement in Slipping Through My Hands, and you were like, I don't care, I want to promote it. And then seeing Willie Valentin, Willie, when you heard Slipping Through My Hands on KTU, your production, your baby, and you hear Frankie in the background yelling and screaming, we did it. How did you feel, Willie?
It was a great feeling. I remember, like, my wife was taking a shower. I'm like, babe, check this out. And then we drove to New York to see my parents, and then live on KTU, I'm hearing the commercial again. I recorded it also. I'm like, that was a great feeling, We've been doing this for years. I mean, decades, and to hear new stuff playing on the radio was just amazing.
Yeah, and again, it's a promotion for the song, but it's also a play, because people got to hear the entire song multiple times through that day. And so, again, people will take that and they'll try to spit a negative. And I'm like, how could you spit a negative on that? That's a brand new freestyle track on KTU being spun, and it was made to happen by the promotion of Frankie Cutlass.
And what it does, what people overlooked is, if one foot got through the door, that means that someone else could help push that door wider open.
Right.
So, anyone could come from behind after that, that brick is left on that door to keep it open to get their song played. So it could be George, it could be Lamond, it could be George Anthony, it could be Sammy, it could be, Pure Pleasure. It could be anyone. It could be Willie. It could be Cynthia coming up. And I mean both Cynthias, your wife and the other one, who could come through that door and, give the energy to starting this movement again. That's how I felt. I felt like, hey, listen, it's cool. Yeah, I feel great to have been part of this from its inception. But like, now when I do it, I know that when we step foot on certain stages or certain places, I know that it opens the doors for others to be seen as well. So I look at it as, hey, listen, it's a pioneer. The first guy on the moon ain't going to be the last guy on the moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if we keep planting those flags, it's going to help. It's going to help more than hurt.
Two questions for you. One, when you did your video, you were disappointed at some of the feedback, right? And you said that you were going to wean off playing new music, and I was like, no, we just got you to play 10 songs from 2020. So how are you feeling now, a couple of days removed?
I still feel the same when it comes to certain new freestyle artists, to be very honest with you. Some I'm not gonna mess with. It's just the drama needs to stop. You know what I'm saying? Some of the fighting back and forth on social media, throwing shots at each other. I'm not gonna mess with some of those new, I made a video not too long ago preaching about that. I just don't like that. It comes to a point, because to be honest with you, Kay was one that talked to me probably a year and a half ago when I had no filter in my mouth, and I used to come at, the last big fight that I had on social media was with Stevie B. I know you guys remember that, and we were going back and forth, and Kay would speak to me, and Sal Batello and Cynthia and all of them, they would tell you, Frank, you got to calm down, please. You got to. Carlos Berries would be on the phone all the time, telling me, please, you got to chill, bro. So, I learned to just really fall back, you know what I'm saying, and just be a little more humble in this genre. And I understand coming out of hip hop, you know, we had no filters and we was always cursing at each other. And, you know, there was always beef. And coming in, you know, freestyle, I learned that it was a way different. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to just sit back and be humble. But like when it comes to playing like some of these new artists, I'm gonna be very selective. I'm gonna make sure that I'm gonna make sure I do, you know, homework as far as you know, make sure that they're not out there with drama and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to bring that into the genre. You understand me?
But
Artists
being
being artists.
like, wait, hold on a second. But being like that, and I want to put this out there so that everyone could hear me. Being like that, Frankie and Jose, you know, we had this conversation a couple of weeks ago. Being like that is what a DJ is supposed to be. A DJ is supposed to be selective.
Right.
Right. What's happened in our community is that everyone thinks that they should get the free pass. Hey, I put my record out, and you're obligated to play it. It's not that. Listen, when we first started, I used to go to IDRC. We used to go to IDRC, and we used to perform our songs in front of, I want to say, a good 20 to 30 DJs. It used to be the Little Louis.
I remember that.
The Robert Clavillises, the Goongies.
Yes.
You know, and the list goes on of great New York DJs.
And they used to rate your record right there.
And they used to rate your record. And, you know, when we used to have to perform it for them live.
Right.
They'd play the record, but then we'd have to sing it there live to them. And we had to convince them that we were, number one, good enough to have them play the record, you know, because that was the bar. And trust me, Little Louis supported us, but there was other DJs that it took a while for them to you know, fall in love with what the group was about and the music that we were doing.
Right.
So it was levels to it. It wasn't like you come out once and all of a sudden you're here. You know, the instant gratification of what social media has provided a lot of these people, and the instant feedback that you get from your inner circle makes you get a false sense of entitlement, making you believe that this is the greatest thing on earth.
Right.
And as artists, we all fall for that little thing because my friends are going crazy for my new song. But the truth of the matter is, once you get around your peers and your peers start pointing out your mistakes, that smear's not right. Or you could have sang that better. Listen, when I did Slipping Through My Hands was done in 2018. I sent Willie the vocals. Willie didn't call me up into 2019 and to say, summer of 2019 to say, next month, drive out here, let's re-record that. Am I right?
Yeah.
And I thought I had gotten the song in February 2018. I recorded the song within a month's time and sent it back thinking, I got this, I'm done.
Right.
Willie was like, I don't know, I think I'm gonna have to re-sing it. For like months, I was trying to no, the vocal's good, use the vocal. He was like, no, I think you gotta have to re-sing it. A year later, I'm driving out to Long Island, cursing under my breath. I'm like, all right, go.
Willie Valentin, you've been a big proponent of team freestyle, and you did come up with that concept very early very early 2020. Yeah. Why did you come up with that team freestyle mentality?
I just saw too much separation, team this, team art, and it was separating the fans. And I don't think we should put the fans in that. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have fans that their favorite artist is a certain artist, and that's fine. But when the artists themselves start promoting my team, it kind of separated, and I saw that. That's all the beefing going on with artist versus artists, trying to, like battle for fans. I'm like,
so what are you trying to say? I have to kill the whole CMG now, bro?
So speaking of CMG, you just released the video for Nelson Rago's new song "Broken," and it's a total different artist. When is this song going to be released?
The second week of January. The deal I made with Nelson was more like, I'll help you with the song. I like Nelson Rigo. I think he has a different voice.
Yes.
He's a very humble dude. I think a lot of people misinterpret who he is with the drama and the nonsense and stuff. But I like him as a person. I think he has a different voice. I think he has what it takes to, come out there and definitely, make a little impact in the freestyle community. So I'm gonna pull it out probably the second week of January. We pull out the video as a teaser to see what the fans, what they felt, if they liked it or not or whatever. And we get a lot of great feedback, believe it or not.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I got inbox because I shared the video, and I welcome Nelson Rego to freestyle finally, right? And even though he's done other things, this is his coming home. He's arrived.
Right.
And so people are asking me the release day.
Right. So yeah, the second week of January it should definitely be on all digital platforms.
So are you fitting? Go ahead.
I'm sorry, and we also hopefully in January we also hopefully we also have a new single for Monet. So
excellent. Monet is the reason why I got into freestyle. Come On To Me is the epitome
of
the
record.
reason why
Love that record.
I got into this music. It was me and my uncle, traveling through Connecticut in his old Hyundai, listening to that song over and over again, and that's what got me into freestyle. So big shout out to her.
You know what I want to say, Frank. And I know I called you instantly that day, but the reaction when you brought her on the show was like an instantaneous reaction. And what's dope about it is that's a voice that for a long time in this community has been missing.
Yeah, man.
Those are hits that people seem to like sweep under the rug and forget. And I'm glad that you brought that particular person, that particular voice back, because in hearing those records, it's needed. It was needed.
Yeah, she's got some pipe, bro. And she was nervous, by the way, that day. She really wanted to just like, I don't want to come on. I don't want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because if you know Bernadette, that's her real name. If you know Bernadette, she's very humble, very shy. You know what I'm saying? And she came from that whole Chris Barbosa camp. And you know how Chris Barbosa used to treat his artists. So, she felt, every time she was around Chris Barbosa, she felt that, that security, you know what I'm saying? Like she could go out there and do what, because Chris used to boost them up, he did it with George Lamont, he did it with Shannon, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, it took a couple of months to convince her to come to my show, and then she finally, said, "All right, no problem, I'll come by it." And I know her since we were 15 years old, and she's just a good person, but she's humble. She's a great person. She still look beautiful, and I think that her coming back to the freestyle genre is definitely it's another plus into freestyle. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely another plus.
Another unification that we have to give you credit for was the reunification of AB and K on your show. It was like the NWO if you watch pro wrestling. It was just like it was like Hogan and Nash and Scott Hall. Sorry for the old 1998 reference, but what was your input in that? How did you get that together?
So really quick, I knew that something was wrong with AB was in posting. Right? But how this came about was I always wanted to put K and AB together, but it was just so hard because AB was on the other side. Then K was like, "Yo, I ain't doing it. Leave me alone. Don't mention it." You know what I'm saying? So I had to deal with that. All right, no problem. But I remember one day I was looking through AB's page and I felt like something is wrong. Like there's no posting of the other guys. There's no action going on. So in my head, I'm going, something is not right. So I called my partner, Eric. I was like, "Yo, E, I need a favor." He was like, "Well," I said, "I need you to act like you want to book AB on, to like on a show or something." You know what I'm saying? Right. Ask him, "Hey man, are you taking bookings or shows and stuff?" So he called AB. He got to speak to AB. He asked him, and AB said, "Yeah, I'm still doing shows." He's like, "All right, so you still doing shows under?" And he said, "Nah, man, I'm solo." So when he said solo, I said, "Yes. All right, I gotta pray now for K," because K was like, "Nah, ain't happening. We ain't doing this, bro."
Well, I want to make it perfectly clear. I said no, and I still say no to two individuals.
Right? No, I know. Yeah. Right.
It's never gonna happen.
Right.
Don't ask me.
I know. Right.
Don't try that. No, I'm not any of you guys, because you guys know. No one else, including any of those guys, should email me, inbox me, call me. It's not gonna happen.
So basically, I was praying for K. I was like, "K, and I would talk to K and I would try to solve him up and stuff like that." And K was like, "Man, bro, I don't know. Let me think about it." So finally, I got to speak to K and I said, "Yo, K, listen, man, tomorrow's not promised. The world is upside down. Look at what we're going through. People are dying left and right." I said, "Look at what happened to the Weapon man. He rests in peace. Look at what happened to Nelson Cruz. You know what I'm saying?" I said, "K, please, We got it. Please find it in your heart to forgive at least just AB. And you know, and he was like, all right, I'll call you back. And then finally he called me back. I said, all right, can we put a location together? He said, yeah, go ahead. Tell him to meet me here. Kay Ashley is the one that, you know, chose the restaurant where to meet up and stuff. So finally, you know, AB shows up and then Kay shows up and then they go into a restaurant. They were there for like 2 hours. I was outside, you know, with my partner starving to death and stuff. And finally they came out and they were like, let's go, come inside. So when we got inside, I said, all right, so we good? And they were like, yeah, we good and stuff. And I said, all right. I said, we good? He said, yeah, we good. I said, all right, so Labor Day is coming in 2 weeks.
That was the okie doke.
I said, Labor Day is coming in 2 weeks. And hey man, I would love to hear you sing Scars of Love. But I'm not gonna lie, this was a very serious moment right here. No, this is.
I looked at him. I said no, and for those 2 weeks, nonstop, he was calling me like, yo, what do you think about this? This is the little tape that I made for AB. This is how, you know, the thing will come out. You guys will come out later, and I was like, okay. And it was the day of. It was the day of. I walked into his right there. You see where we are? To the left, there's a chair right there. I sat down in the chair. He goes, yo, you think that you got, because it would be dope for the fans if you two sang Scars of Love right now. I looked at him, I was like,
but this was a very serious moment, and I really felt a little emotion on the part when I was at the restaurant. I said, Kay, I would love you to sing Scars of Love with AB, and you stopped, and everybody stopped, and you took a deep breath. And I looked at you, bro, and you got a little kind of sentimental. And I said, I'm sorry, Kay, you don't have to do it. And you said, nah, I'm good. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was such a powerful moment because I felt like the frustration, the anger, the hurt, it was like everything was being released at that moment, bro. And we looked at you, and me and my man Eric was like, yo, I'm sorry, bro. You don't have to come to the house. You don't have to do. But it was such a powerful moment that I felt all that just being released at that moment, bro.
It's basically biting your tongue for, you know, it's biting your tongue and choosing the high road for a long period of time.
Right.
You know.
Let me give you the fan reaction. Willie, when you first saw that reunification of AB and K, what was your reaction?
It felt good. It's you know, this is what got me into freestyle, watching these guys back in the day when I was a teenager. So that feeling was just amazing. Like I'm running around the house going, babe, look at this. Look at this. And it was great because Kay didn't tell me this was going on or anything. So I was like, whoa. You know, I didn't expect this. It was awesome.
I think the funny part was Cynthia. Cynthia was texting Kay. This mother effer, he turned on us. Did he turn on us? This mother effer, I knew he was gonna do this, Kay. I knew he had Kay's in the back laughing. He's cracking up, and he's like, and then he goes on my chat. Kay goes on my chat room. He goes, yo, Frankie, how you gonna turn your back on us? Right? So,
like, how you gonna do that, Frankie? How it is?
Let me tell you, I always compare freestyle to professional wrestling, but I marked out like if it was a professional wrestling angle because it was AB comes out and then here comes K, and I'm like, oh my God, Hogan just joined the NWO. Yeah, it was.
That's how it was. That's how it was.
And it was a Monday too.
I kept it close to the vest. Though I wanted to tell Jose for like a minute. I kept saying, yo, you think I should do this? You know, if it ever came down, you think? And he was like, it'd be a great idea, but could you get past it? I said, the only one I don't have a problem with is AB. I said, but I'm not sure because I didn't want, you know, because Jose basically, you know, I speak to him so much that he basically knows what I'm thinking 99% of the time. So like I couldn't, but Frankie, thank you.
Yes.
Willie, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Executive Producer, thank you for finding me a good song, brother.
Yeah, listen, again, you put a challenge forward, and I'm so glad that you took me serious enough to allow me to put the team together.
And to all who are listening,
the Horsemen.
and to all who are listening, United we can make this music work. You don't have to be part of the team. You have to be part of one team. As Mr. Willie Valentin, I'm sorry, Valentin. I'm sorry, it's the white
Spanish. It's the Spanish in you.
The white radio DJ when I was in KTU comes out.
Valentin.
Mr. Willie Valentin says it's team freestyle. That means that first, all the BS later. If you got BS, stop settling it online. Stop voicing it online. It's nonsense. You guys got each other's number.
Yep.
Stop. Call each other. Pick the phone up. That's it. Like, because most of you guys came from the same camps anyway and divided yourselves into 25 other camps. That means y'all got each other's number. Just call each other and talk it out. Use me as an example. This is what happens when you can't pick up the phone anymore.
Right.
It's because you have Sprint.
Real quick, and I want to reward all three of y'all, man. Great song, great production. Willie Valentin, you killed it. CPR for just having the ear for that, and K, you killed it. It was a great song, and I know
George Anthony, thank you for the background vocals added as well, and
right.
And Edwin Ramos, thank you for
I know some people talked about he made him number one because that's his friend, and I'm gonna tell everybody right now, I would have made George Anthony. I would have made George Anthony and Cynthia number one because that's on my label. So trust me, the politics was not there.
Oh no! Wait! No, better yet.
Right? The politics was not there, bro. Because I would have made them number one.
let's even be realer. Let's even be realer than that. When I was doing K7, this is the guy who gave me, who provided me with the studio time and the vehicle to make what became K7. This is the guy that gave me my first song to that project, Being Zingazang. I came back to him when I was doing my second demos, and he was like, nope. When I came with the second album, he was like, nope. And I thought it was just hate. In all honesty, this guy right here, like the guy up on top that's hosting this show, and it's the reason I respect the both of them. Because I've brought songs to them that they go, no, I'm not gonna play that. Over the past 10 years, I've been putting out songs. I send them to CPR all the time. If he likes them, he'll play them. If he doesn't like them, he won't play them. And Frankie,
my favorite one was when you called me in the middle of summer and you showed me a song and you said, "What do you think?" And I'm like, "Are you going for a Christmas vibe?"
and I cracked up. I hung up the phone. I said, all right, cool. I got that. I got exactly what he meant. He didn't have to say anymore. That's what we need. We need real people that'll tell us something. And the thing is that we all need to learn that what's good or what's bad. Yeah. And because the people that are going to tell you that it's bad is only because they want you to get better. They want you to do better. They want you to give that undeniable song because they know that what's at stake is freestyle. Not just you, it's freestyle as a whole. If a bad freestyle record comes out, it doesn't hurt one of us, it hurts all of us.
Yeah.
Listen, the TKA nonsense hurt the community. The nonsense that's happening online is hurting the community. We got to look at it as that. We have to work together to get somewhere. We can't be splitting apart. And you don't have to be the best of friends. You got to realize that you're one team, and that's Team Freestyle.
Well, much respect to Frankie Cutlass and CFG for starting the push on the TKA slipping through my hands. I'm proud of that because you knew my involvement. You were like, "It's cool. Let's just do business and keep it going." So I commend you for that. And so before you go, I implore you not to give up on new freestyle music, and to give people opportunities on your show. You have your platform. People obviously are listening. So, my only suggestion would be, give opportunity to people who have quality freestyle and people that are out there for the music and not the people that are full of, my favorite word, puffery.
Definitely.
But also
most
at the same
definitely.
time, I like that, he gives that feedback. Frankie is just not going to play something like you said many times, just because you're my friend, you're my boy, you're
Yep.
close to me. I'm sorry. That's not the way we should be doing it. Not every record's a good record.
That's right.
Straight up.
That's right. It's very important. It's very important, you know, and that's the attitude that I have with, you know, playing records. And everybody could tell you, listen, there's a couple of OGs that don't talk to me because they felt that their record should have been played. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, listen, man, I'm sorry. It doesn't have that, you know, that feel. You know, I'm great, you know, when it comes to like listening to records. You know, I've been in the music business for over 30 years where I have produced great records. So I have that ear. I'm not being a hater. It's just the truth. You know, either your vocals were off or the production was off of the record. Listen, how many times have we taken records to the radio station and they denied it? Right, KTU. How many times we've taken records up there and they denied it? What, we're going to get mad at KTU and ban them? I don't want to do nothing with KTU. Right, back in the days. No, we just got to work harder.
That's the issue that I have with freestyle in 2020 and going forward to 2021. As soon as you tell someone no, they want to do that fake freestyle cancel culture where they start talking about personal stuff or they start throwing a lot of information out there that's irrelevant to promoting good quality freestyle music. And I saw that the next day after you did your countdown, you know, talking about things that doesn't matter. But they have to bring that out there to discredit you somehow.
Yeah, to discredit you and to also make people look bad and make the countdown look bad and stuff. But I stick to my countdown. You know, like I said again, this countdown really kicked my ass, and I know that, you know, listen, when something negative come out of something good, you know it's good. So I was good with it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I thank you for your time.
Thank you guys.
You can catch Frankie Cutlass every Monday at 8 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Love you guys, man. Take care.
See you soon. I think hell froze over. You saw that? It did. It froze over.
Yo, honestly, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of both of you. That was dope.
George Anthony's back. He doesn't even know it.
Hey.
You got
you know what?
Oh, I got cold. I had to pull this out of the closet. Yeah, some jacket here.
I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know. What do you mean?
Kate, show them the artistic tattoo.
Now I got to run upstairs and get my artistic hat.
Yes, you know, 25 years of artistic celebrated in 2020. And you know, it's a great feeling to have everybody here together. You saw Pure Pleazure come through. He came through, son. He came through.
Son.
Frankie Cutlass came through.
We send. You're welcome. By the way.
Anybody want a shot of tequila?
No, thank you. I'll stick with my Diet Snapple. Big shout outs going out to George Anthony. Always trying to mend fences. Believe you me, George Anthony should get a degree as a therapist. He is a freestyle therapist. He's on three-way conversations multiple times a week.
Do you see when I picked up the phone during the thing? I'm like, Frankie, yeah, I sent you the link, Frankie. All right, all right. All right.
Yeah. So it's awesome. It was nice to have him on here.
Dope. I loved it.
It's a celebration. There were a lot of things that were ended in 2020, and I want to keep it ended. You know, you ended your beefs. You know, Kay ended his beefs. Willie Valentin brought forth Team Freestyle. That's why we changed his name to Team Freestyle right now on the screen. But we have to do it. We have to practice this for 2021. We got to make sure that we start playing good quality freestyle music. I'm looking forward to the Nelson Rego track. I'm looking forward to the Mia track. I'm looking forward to a new Willie Valentin track. That new TKA track, please record it as soon as possible because, man, I can't wait for that. And before I continue, big shout outs going out to Alyssa B, the fourth horseman or horsewoman.
Yes,
you know, so we call ourselves the Horsemen. It's Willie Valentin, Kay, myself, and Alyssa B, and of course Gino Caporale is JJ Dillon. You know what I mean? And then, you know, sometimes we got Lex Luger, George Anthony over here, but you know, it's always great, man, to see everybody united, and hopefully this will carry forward in 2021. Woody, what do you look forward to in 2021?
Like everything we just talked about, you know, all the BS left in 2020, right? Let's not repeat that again, you know. Continuation of good music, because I think we had a really good year, a lot of good music. And and even better music this year. And I can't wait to start performing again and to see you guys on stage again. And hopefully some new artists appear this year, like some newer, younger talent to come out and just put out some great music. You know, I want to see that.
I haven't been home so much since high school.
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
Now, you know, it's a blessing and a curse. Like, you know, the curse being that I'm used to working so much, but the blessing is I've got to spend so much time with my daughter and see her grow. You know, and these moments, they're like priceless. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, if I can do this and still perform every single weekend, you know, it would be great, you know.
But it will come. You know, we have to practice patience, and I think that you know, we're gonna get there. I can't wait for Freestyle Fridays Live. I can't wait to be in my actual radio station on the console. I haven't been at the console since March.
Where are you right now?
Right now, I'm in the Chasing Amy Studios in this studio that I made. I am the Freestyle Countdown champion, and this is the door to the bathroom. But I just put the Chasing Amy poster right here. I got the Clerks poster here. I got Chasing Amy right here. I got all my awards that people take back after they get mad.
What belt is that? What belt is that?
This is the United States title. But
look what's behind it, though. Look what's behind it.
We have rechristened it the Freestyle Countdown Championship, and of course, we got the #1 song in the entire freestyle universe. You know, and we have George Anthony, Mr. #2, and I don't mean that as a bad.
I'm #2 on everyone's countdown, and I'm so excited.
And
well, you know, not to plug in another, you know, another Zoom, but at least you're #1 in Tom's heart, though.
Oh my God. We have to. I'm gonna take this video. I'm gonna send it to him.
Are we talking about
you're the best,
Kenny?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, big shout outs going out to Tom Kilkenny. Shout out going out to you, sir.
We love you, Tommy. We love you. We love you.
Positive juju.
So listen, aside from your songs in 2020, can you guys give me one of your favorite songs that you listened to over and over again last year? Woody?
For me, my favorite, you know, not for, well, of course we did Don't Call It Love, me and Cynthia. That's the only 2 records, well, 3 records that I've heard constantly throughout the year was that, Believe in Love by Sammy Zone, and Slipping Through My Hands. You know, sorry, George, I didn't play your record that much. It's just that I was concentrating on other stuff. And Believe in Love to me was honestly like, it was my favorite song of the year. Next to mine, thank God, you know, but I'm not saying that mine was my favorite. I'm saying that was my favorite freestyle song of the year.
What about you, Willie? You touched a lot of records last year.
I'm sticking to what I said yesterday. You know, All the Way is my #1 song for 2020. I never got bored of it. Never got like, it's played out. It just
do the George Anthony dance.
Continued to like the record, and you know that was always, if it showed up on my Spotify because I put it on one of my playlists, you put it on repeat, and that's my favorite song of the year.
That's what's up. And mine was Memories of Love, Alyssa B. I play it all the time. I love it, even when I do my little workouts. I play Alyssa B, and that was my favorite song of the year.
For me, I could have stopped playing Pure Pleasure's Black and White. I could have stopped playing Diddle D's Into the Night. Slipping Through My Hands, of course, is a given. George Anthony, All the Way. I could have stopped playing that. Alyssa B's Memories of Love. Sammy Zone's Believe in Love. Adele's The Way That You Love Me. Like the top 10, like really, it's my list, my favorite list for 2020. And so big shout out go out to everyone involved. You know, I also want to thank all the people that are in the chat. And
Bernardo Sierra, who's been the artwork master of all our, you know.
Yeah, big shout outs going out to him. I mean, that there are some unsung heroes in our genre of music. Bernardo Sierra being one for doing all the artwork. He did the artwork for me. He did my new logos. Also, Mickey Cubby, who's always on social media, posting everyone's release dates. I mean, sometimes I miss these songs, and he gets me caught up with everything. Just a lot of unsung heroes, people that are working for positivity in the community, which is great. So Bernardo Sierra, Mickey Cubby, thank you so much.
Shout out to Gennaro, who's on there, and Scars. You know, congratulations on Scars, homie. Hope you're doing well.
Well, you know, there's going to be a 2021 remix of that featuring Jenny Renee, and I can't wait for that to be released. It's going to bring that song to
artwork for that.
New life.
I saw the artwork for that. Is that something that Bernardo did?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, that's dope. It's really dope artwork. I like it.
He does really good work. Yes.
So you've been complaining to me that I haven't sent you anything.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, so, but I have this, and I think that it should be yours because you know. So I'm going to send you this. Okay.
Wow.
You see, it has our logo on it. It has our faces on it.
Amazing. I better get that in the mail as soon as possible.
You're going to get that this week. I promise I'm going to send it to you.
That is amazing.
Wow.
I'm going to walk around with 2 titles. 2 titles.
But, you know, everyone's going, why is he giving him a wrestling belt with TKA's races? My relationship with Jose, you know, our friendship started out with freestyle music, but what keeps us alive is the fact that we're both 14-year-old little boys who love wrestling. Yeah. And we talk about wrestling forever. So anything happens, we always talk about wrestling. So, you know, it would be an honor to have, you know, to hang on your wall somewhere.
You got that from your bunk bed?
Yeah, I have this on top of my screen in my office. You know, but yeah, I got the bunk beds, the CPR's Clubhouse bunk beds.
Oh, you're showing action figures. I want to show you what I got my wife. I got this for my wife for Christmas, and she's mad because she says I should have made one with her in it. So I made this little life-size replica of me and my daughter. Look.
Wow, that's fire. Very nice.
It's my actual height. So
that's my joke, man. All right.
Come here, say hello. Come here.
2021 looks to have
hey,
Blue.
Hi, Blue. You're famous.
Hi, Blue.
No, God bless.
2021 looks to have some really good, promising music. We're still playing the Cynthia Figueroa, Now That You're Gone. That was our final #1 song for 2020 during the weekly countdowns. Marilyn Torres, you know, we have that new Rudy Fausto with that amazing story about fatherhood. And it just resonates with you. You know, there's just a lot of great freestyle music, and you guys out there will have your first vote tomorrow morning because I'm going to put the poll up. And here we go again for 2021, the first countdown next week. And I'm looking forward to playing Nelson Rego finally. I'm looking forward to playing the Mia. I'm looking forward to the TKA record. What did you freeze? I thought you froze for a second.
Well, we have the TKA record coming out, but also I have
Do you want to get the title, or did you not decide on the title yet?
For the song?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell them the title. You know the title already.
I do know the title. Willie, is it okay?
I'm okay with it. I don't even know the title. I was too confused what the title was. That's why I didn't say it yesterday.
What I wanted it to be called Mona Lisa Smiles, but I don't know if that's going to be something that, you know. But the song is called Mona Lisa. It's
Mona
dope.
Lisa Smiles.
And
I know the titles. People are like Mona Lisa Smiles. When you hear this song,
it's amazing.
When you hear this song by Alyssa B, I got the demo from Alyssa B. It's called Mona Lisa or Mona Lisa Smiles. When if I hear that Alyssa B demo, I will cry.
You know what I want to. You know what I want to do when we put it out. Hopefully it comes out. I don't want to oversell it.
Right.
I want it to come out and people be ready for it. But what would be dope is when we do release it, we should do a podcast where we play her demos of her singing both Slipping Through My Hands and Mona Lisa Smile. And we play both the songs back to back because it is dope. Don't do it now. Don't do it now. Save it for that moment. Save it for that moment.
I thought I won the Powerball this tomorrow.
And I'm doing the actual project with AB. AB and I are doing the actual stuff. And please keep an eye out and ear out for AB Cruise this year. We're gonna make sure that AB comes out with something really good. You know, I talk to him every day. I'm kind of mad because it's 11 o'clock and we haven't texted each other today. We usually talk throughout the day. But shout out to him. And I'm excited. It's 2021, new beginnings. Everyone should realize that there's only one team now when it comes to this community, and it's Team Freestyle first, and it's about making it happen. So, you know, let's make it happen.
Yeah, and I hope that the puffery goes away, right, George?
No.
Uh-oh, George. I said puffery.
You know.
Uh-oh.
Why is it that he still looks the same even when he's frozen?
Yeah, he better let it go. Let it go. Let it go. He's still frozen.
You're funny, Jose.
Yeah, I know. Come on, George. You could do it.
That's why I did hardwire. I didn't use Wi-Fi in
That's
case.
what I do. I hardwire mine too as well, so I can get that full signal. And let me go through the chat room here. Shout outs going out to Gennaro. Shout outs going out to Cheryl Rodriguez, my tag team partner at 90.7. Bernardo Sierra, Tracy Lee, Lynn Reyes Merced, also to Vin Vizi, Faith Vogel. Shout outs going out to you. Also to Mia. Hello, how are you? Also shout outs going out to Mr. 418 Freestyle himself. That's Gino Caporelli.
Gino.
Billy Gino.
Peter Pertiera. Shout outs going out to you as well. Mark, that really stunk. I didn't get that. Big shout outs going out to where I just missed the list. There you go. I'm done. I'm done for the day. I'm done.
Yeah, what happened?
The thing froze.
Oh no, I thought it was like that movie that he turned into the dog. What's the name of that movie?
I did freeze.
The Moonlight movies.
You can see me.
Listen,
Jefa.
when you watch this video, we seen everything. We seen you. We seen your feet. We seen everything.
You got to see La Jefa in action.
La Jefa in action. So, George, what are you looking forward to in 2021?
I mean, I don't remember what I said the last time before I froze, but now, you know, Kay and Willie and Frankie, they all touched on a lot of important things. You know, when you have a problem with somebody, all you got to do is pick up the phone. You know, it resolves everything, to be honest. You can let things linger and start assuming things. And, you know, that phone call does make a difference. So, you know, did I freeze again? No, okay. So, and that's about it. Listen, like Willie said, what happened in last year in 2020 can't repeat itself the following years. The fans got to know how to just be fans, and artists just got to respect each other at the end of the day. And I think everything should be good. And if it does repeat itself, then, you know,
listen,
me, I can speak for myself. I know what I'll do as an artist. I'll just have to.
We're all not gonna like each other. The most important thing is the music. So
Absolutely.
you know, we're here to make music. We're not here to become the best of friends.
Yeah.
It's a miracle in music as a whole if you walk away making a great friendship. If you do, then you're blessed.
Yep.
If not, then you know you got to realize that this is a business, and you don't like everybody that you work with in the office at times. That's how it's going to be. You just got to learn to deal.
No, absolutely. And as an artist, listen, there's been times, and you said it yourself, and Frankie said it as well, that when you go to KTU back in the days and they told you your stuff wasn't good enough, what do? You went into the studio and you did something, you worked harder. You know what I'm saying? And that comes into play now as well. You know what I'm saying? Not everyone's gonna like your stuff, and DJs should be the only ones giving their opinions about it, and they're the only ones who should be making those decisions to play your stuff. You know what I mean? Not an artist or the fans and team this and team that, because it just becomes a mess, and then the division starts and the separation. So let the DJs and you know the fans you know decide that stuff. Don't get into a battle or competition with artists. That's all. Amongst each other.
As the DJ, I always give someone a detailed description of why I do or do not play their song. And so again, I always say this too, like it's easy for me to give K7 feedback. it's easier for me to give George Anthony feedback and Mr. Team Freestyle himself, Willie Valentin. Very easy, right? But you get other people, and the next day they're trying to get you kicked off the radio station because you told them no, and that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate, because you always have their best interest at heart, and when
they take it personal, so they get personal, and that's not the way to go about things.
So my personal life has nothing to do with me rejecting your song. So if I reject your song, then you go on social media and you start talking about my private life. That doesn't equate. That doesn't make any sense, and it shouldn't happen. It does, and so I just want that to stop for 2021. I look forward to having conversations with people that I've never had conversations with before. And
you know what's another way to make it stop? Don't pay attention to it.
Well, it's because they go on social media. I know you guys have the luxury of not having to deal with it, but for me, since I have a weekly show, I have to go and get feedback and be on social media, and you see all the little shots and all the little things that people do, right?
You know the funny,
and even behind the scenes, you have people that you reject, and then behind the scenes they're trying to get you kicked off the radio.
I don't want anybody to think that Willie just he had a glitch. He got frozen, right? Because Willie sees we have a group chat. The three of us are in a group chat together, and every week Jose gets into something new, and I'm like, could you just not pay attention to it? And Willie's like,
yeah, that's what. He's like, I don't care.
I don't care.
Mute conversation. Mute. And I just
mute conversation.
I said, aren't you working? All right. So
listen, I wanted to say something. Listen, and if whatever happened, if whatever from last year happens again this year, I'm not gonna stay quiet. I'm going after you. No, just kidding.
Sorry to hear that.
What happened?
No, I was kidding, Kate. I was kidding. Please, hermano del alma, por favor. I was playing around.
That's when I thought it happened. Just when I thought I had it, now it's slipping through my hands.
Wow, bad jokes. I'm out. We're done. We're out of here.
Thank you, CPR, and thank you guys for tuning in. You already know we're bringing it for all you fans. CMG in the house, K7 Team Freestyle. You already know.
For everyone who's watching, catch me and George Anthony together tomorrow morning at the Tom Kilkenny show. We'll be
when K7 goes in on Tom every morning. Say bye.
Adios.
See you tomorrow.
Bye, Heffa.
Much love, everyone. Happy New Year.
Bye. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. George Anthony, thank you so much.
Thank you, CPR, for having me again, bro.
Anytime.
Willie Valentin, I love you. K7, you already know. Blue, Artistic, you already know, guys. Team Freestyle, we're one. Unity, let's go.
Peace.
That was GA George Anthony. Willie Valentin, any last words?
No, this was great, man. It was good. It was fun. A great way to start the new year.
Do it.
And I'm gonna wake up tomorrow. I'm gonna be in the studio. I had a lot of stuff to work on, and yeah.
My intro.
Somebody's got to do a screenshot of my daughter picking her nose. She was like this. Say goodbye. Say goodbye, baby. Hold on.
New intro. New intro for CPR. New intro.
I can't wait to get this stuff done. I mean, the stuff I've been going through, Jose. But I'm gonna move forward. I'm feeling good, and I want to get projects done.
Willie, vocals in 2 weeks. I promise.
All right, let's do it. I know we got a project that we're gonna feature you on another project that I'm remixing, so we get it done at the same time.
Right.
We'll do that. I'm finishing up my duet with Tony Moran, so I can't wait for that to come out. So
I can't wait. I got a snippet of it.
Let's go.
Amazing. Willie Valentin, thank you so much for joining us, and good luck on my new intro. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Kay, always an honor to have you with me.
Peace.
Number one song for 2020. And
I'll in the group chat in 2 minutes.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to you in a few. And
right.
Remember, it's a symbol of excellence right there. Boom, right there. Bye, sweetie. Once again, it's CPR's Clubhouse Live. You can catch us every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Today was a special edition of the show. As you can see, these are the top 10 songs for 2020. Number 10, George Anthony, All the Way. Also, at number 9, the great Chrissy Ais, All These Memories. I actually have done an interview with Chrissy Ais, and it was a great interview, but I muted my mic. So all you do is hear her, and you don't hear me. And so I was never able to release that interview with her, but I'm going to try to get her on for CPR's Clubhouse Live. And again, that's every Tuesday right here on Facebook Live. Don't forget to also subscribe to the CPR's Clubhouse podcast by going to cprsmusic.com or cprsclubhouse.com, or go to Apple or Google podcast apps and look for CPR's Clubhouse. At number 8 is the Songwriter of the Year, Alyssa B., and the Memories of Love. Number 7, Adelise and the Way That You Love Me. Number 6, of course, Carlos Barrios versus Sammy Zone, featuring C-Bank, Believe in Love. Also, number 5, my favorite video of 2020, Into the Night by Diddle D. That Wonder Woman spin thing with that, like, who is that woman? Who is that woman? Number 4, of course, Zen Boys, Pure Pleasure. Thank you so much to Jose Rodriguez and Michael Astorga for passing by. Number 3, Willie Valentin himself with Dedicate My Love. The longest running song on CPR's Freestyle Countdown for 2020. It's amazing what one song could do for a year. Number 2, the duet. It's George Anthony featuring the Dream Girl Cynthia, You Should Have Told Me. And of course, number 1, unanimously, the top 2 songs, George Anthony and Cynthia, You Should Have Told Me. And of course, TKA, Slipping Through My Hands, on many, many lists in the freestyle community. And I look forward to playing new music this year from Shy and Clear Touch. And I look forward into this new year to play music from Nelson Rego and Mia, Cynthia Figueroa, Marilyn Torres. We even have this A Love track that he just remixed featuring Mellow Man Ace. Can't wait for that. We just have that great song by Rudy Fausto. Gennaro featuring Jenny Renee. I mean, this year, 2021 is going to be great, and I hope that you tune in to Mr. Exclusive himself. That'd be me, CPR Jose Ortiz, the Freestyle Countdown champion. Tune in to me on Friday nights at 10 p.m. on 90.7 FM WTCC in Springfield, Massachusetts. We service Western Massachusetts and also Northern Connecticut, and also on 105.9 FM, The Rhythm, at 7 o'clock their time. That's PST, Pacific time. Don't forget also that Clubhouse Dance Music, our flagship show, it's every Thursday, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and every Friday, 8 p.m. to 12 midnight Eastern Standard Time on 90.7 FM WTCC. So again, I thank everybody for joining us tonight. This has been another episode of CPR's Clubhouse Live. It's CPR saying we'll talk to you soon. God bless. And remember, it's not who you love, it's how. Talk to you soon.